Hi guys, hope you are doing great. In this video, I want to talk about arrow function in JavaScript. And you might already be familiar with the arrow function because of its shorthand syntax, but I will be talking about the technical point that where to use the arrow function and where not to use it. I have opened up VS Code and created a new file index.js. You can also create this file and add its script in HTML file and run it from there, but I'm not gonna go in that way. I'm using the node command in order to run this file. It will work with simple vanilla JavaScript as well. So in this file, in order to elaborate, let me first create an array, and inside this array I'm going to create a title, so title1, and I'm going to copy this object, title2, title3, and now I want to print all these titles. So how can I do it? I want to print all the titles of this array at once, or I can iterate through each of these objects. So let me just write nodes.filter, and inside it I can simply write node and log node.title. Okay, so in order to run it, I'm going to be using the terminal, and I can write node index.js. So you can see it has printed all the titles. Now in order to convert it in arrow function, I'm going to remove this keyword function, and I can just write it this way and it will print the same thing. And if we intend to write a single line or return a single value or add a condition, we don't need to write these curly braces. This is how it makes it a shorthand syntax. Okay, so it will work in a same way. So you can see. Now I'll talk about the technical difference of arrow function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this array inside another object. So I'm going to create an object, and inside it I'm going to place these nodes. Let me add the colon over here. All right, so now it will work. Now along with this array of nodes, I'm going to create a function getNodes, and inside it I need to access these nodes. So whenever I'm in a function, in an object, and in order to access the neighbor or a parallel key values, I need to use this keyword, this .nodes dot filter, and I'm gonna use the node syntax, and I can write log node dot title. Okay, let me just remove it. Okay, and but I need to call object dot get nodes function from outside in order to execute this function. Okay, now in my terminal it's going to print out the same thing. Okay, so let me just add the curly braces, and in these curly braces what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the difference of arrow function and the simple function. What if I want to log and access these nodes within this filter function? Filter function have its own scope, have its own context. So let's say if I want to write this dot nodes, okay, so what it should print now. Okay, So now you can see that there were 3 objects. That's why this function I iterated through 3 times, and here I'm printing out this whole array. So that's why it printed out the whole array. So arrow function let us use the context outside this filter function or the scope. Now if I convert it to a common function like this, now if I run, you can see that it has printed out undefined. It means that within the context or scope of this filter function, it can be any other function of JavaScript ES syntax like map, find one, and a lot of other functions. It will work in same way. So this function doesn't allow us to use the scope outside this function. So you might be amazed to see that this will help you to actually choose which way of function you want to use. So now I'm going to add a bit more. You have got the idea about the difference. Now let's say that I want to use the arrow function. Now if I want to return something from this filter function, I don't need to write the return statement. I can simply add a condition inside it. Let's say I want to filter with the title 2. So any object that has title 2 will be returned from this filter function. So node.title, now this is node.title equals to, and I'm going to write title 2. Okay, so I'm going to write the return statement. Now let's print this out. All right, so now if I run this command, you can see that it has returned an array of all the objects whose title matched with the title 2. Let's change this value to title 2 as well. So this, now you can see that it has printed out 2 objects because this condition matched with 2 objects from here. So I hope that you have got the idea that how to use arrow function and what is the difference between arrow function and a simple JavaScript function. So make sure you like this video, subscribe my channel, and also comment below if you have any question.